All right, way to go. Here we are jumping right in. Let's go over to CloudPano.com. You can see it up here, CloudPano.com. And you're either going to click here to sign in or click here to try it now. Either way, it's going to take you over to this screen where you can log in with Facebook or Google. Or better, you click register right here and log in with your email. So you just put your name, your email, and put a password in there. And that will take you to the next screen. Okay, so that will take you to this screen. You're now logged in and you can just start your first tour. So let's give this a name. Let's call it my first virtual tour and click next. And now we're going to upload our photos. To upload our photos, you can go to on the lesson inside the 360 Let's Go course material, there should be 4 photos here. So I've put those in here and you can just click all 4 of those, click open, and it should throw it in there. And so you can see this progress bar, it shows as it's uploading images. Okay, so it just got done uploading and you can see I have my 1, 2, 3, 4 JPEG files right here. And over here, it's on the first one here, and I can click and drag and look all around this room. So I don't want to, this is the study. I don't want to start my tour in the study. I want to start my tour in the entryway. So I'm going to come over here to the left-hand side, click this image of entryway, and now I'm going to drag. So it took me there. Now I'm in the entryway. You can look over here. But I want to move these around on the left-hand side to kind of reflect the order in which I'm going to showcase this property. So I'm going to go from entryway to the dining room, and then also from the entryway to the living room, and from the living room to the study. Okay, one other thing I want to do is take off this JPG thing here. You know, sometimes this will be, your camera will have some long funny name, like a string of numbers and letters and stuff. And this will appear on top of the hotspots throughout the tour. So you don't want that crazy name. You want to put a nice simple name like entry or entryway. Okay, so here we are in entryway. I can scroll all around, and the first thing I'm going to do is set my initial view. And what I like to do in setting the initial view is find a good looking spot like that. That looks really nice. And I'm going to click right here, set initial view. And that means that when this photo is clicked, this is the view that we're going to start in. Or when you start your tour, this is the view you're going to start in. Okay, now let's set a hotspot. Now, what is a hotspot? A hotspot is basically a 360 photo taken in a space. So I could click my next photo is this the dining room photo, and it was taken right in front of this hutch right here. I'm going to do link hotspot, and I'm going to click right here, right in front of that hutch. And to edit this hotspot, I can pick out what's the style I want. I'm just going to keep it normal. I can make this arrow lean to the left or the right. And I have to pick where do I want it to go. So I want this hotspot to go to the dining room. And there it is, right there. So let's click the rocket and zoom on over there. Okay, so this is the initial view by default right here. I want to set this initial view in this room to maybe to something like this. Maybe I'll set it right here. And maybe I'll set it right over here. Zoom back just a little bit. So let's set the initial view right here. So this is the initial view that I'll have for most of the photos. Like if you click the thumbnail at the bottom. But I just came from the entryway. So it doesn't make much sense that as I'm walking this direction that all of a sudden I'd flip around toward the entryway again. So I'm actually going to set another view. And so this icon down here lets you set a view, an initial view when you're coming from a certain direction. So I got my perspective. This is where I want my view to look like when I'm coming from the entryway. So I'm going to click that house button, click entry as if it's coming from the entry. And now every time that I come from the entryway to this living room, it will it will keep that same line of sight that I would have if I was normally walking around the house. Okay, so now we are in the living room. How do we get back to the entryway? Let's create another hotspot so we can go on back to the entryway. Okay, there we are. Now from the entryway, we are also going to create a hotspot off to the living room right here. Okay, that's going to go to the living room. Got it. Zoom on over there. That's editing the hotspot. Click the little rocket, and you'll go right over to that new photo. Now again, I flipped back, like I walked onto the rug and then I turned around again. I want to keep my line of sight when I'm coming from that entryway to be going in the same direction. And actually, I kind of like this as like the default view anyway, so I'm just going to keep this as the default view. Set the initial view. Okay, now I have one last room to document, and I'm going to put a link to the hotspot in the study here where we started this tour. Let's go into the study. Let's rock it on over there and set our initial view right here. Okay, initial view set. Now let's also jump back around here and make that close the loop. So let's put the hotspot going back to the living room. Boom, right there. And that's going to the living room. Okay, great. So now we're going back there. Okay, oh. So it's a little bit off. If I'm coming from the study and I'm walking this direction, I'm not necessarily going to be there. I'm probably going to be facing more like this. This is a spatial thing that I like to do that just kind of makes sense. It makes it feel less awkward as you're navigating around the space. Okay, oh, it looks like we missed one. We need to be able to go back to the entryway from the living room. So let's do one more hotspot, put it right here. And this is going to the entryway. And we'll rock it over there just to make sure. And then I want to set the view, if I'm coming from the living room to the entryway, to be right here. Okay, so we have our hotspots. We have them all linked. Now I think we're ready to preview. So let's go over here, bottom right corner, click preview, and that will allow us to navigate around the tour in this little window as we would normally from a desktop. So click in there. There's my initial view for that room coming from that hotspot. Okay, that one could have been better. Let's just get all around here, get all around the rooms. Nice, beautiful. Oops. Okay. Keep going, just okay. So it looks like we're good to go. So this is bringing up one point. No 360 tour. 360 tours are meant to be experienced on a cell phone because the cell phone has what's called an accelerometer in it, or the gyroscope, and it lets you be able to orient the phone in 3D space, and it will be able to know which end is up and down and left and right. And if you turn the phone to the right, the screen will go to the right. And so viewing these tours on a phone is so much better. So this is what we're going to do next. Now we're going to take this tour, let's X out of the preview, and now let's publish it. So let's go up to the upper right hand corner, press publish, ready to publish. So CloudPano is an excellent service, and they are very well priced. Amongst all the leading softwares out there, I think they're one of the best priced, one of the best values out there. But they do have an option where you don't have to pay and you get 3 basic tours for free. So you can click copy this link here. See, your text is copied. And now what I want you to do next is open up an email and you can send it to yourself or send it to someone else. I'm going to send it to info@360. I'm going to say, hey, check out this tour. And I'm going to put the link in here. And now I'm going to email it to myself. And I want you to do the same. I want you to do, don't to me, email it to yourself. And then I want you to open it up on your cell phone. Open it up on your cell phone, click around, and you'll be able to look up, down, left, right through your browser and experience a virtual tour as they're intended to be experienced. Okay, so here we are. Let's go into my email, and here's that email I sent. I'm just going to click this tour right here, and it's going to come up right here. And you'll notice that we have it doesn't automatically move. I have to touch my finger to the screen. I move it left and right. But if you go to this far right-hand side of the screen and you go in the middle button right above the little mask there, tap your phone. Let's turn the accelerometer on. Would you like to access motion and orientation? Click allow. Yes. Okay, here we are. And now you can see I'm just turning my screen up, down, left, right. I'm turning it. I'm not touching anything. Turn around behind me here and look down at the floor. That's where my tripod was. You can move spatially, and this is how 360 tours are meant to be experienced with this toggle motion control. The middle button looks like a phone with 2 arrows circling around it. So that's what you want. That's what you want to tap. Way to go. You did your first 360 tour. We did it, and now you're off to the races creating all sorts of 360 tours. So we're going to jump into the next lesson here. I'm going to show you a few more cool things that you can do with this amazing software, CloudPano, which I love. It's my new favorite software. So easy. And so we'll jump right in. Here we go.